Well, good morning everyone. It is Wednesday the 20th of May now, and here it is. We brought the spud harvester down into the workshop. It's time for its annual service. So we are in the process of stripping down the machine completely and seeing where the problems are, replacing them and doing it back up. And that's basically what we're up to. But we've taken this cart elevator off because we wondered whether we were going to replace the whole unit. I was having problems, hopefully you can see that, with these rivets coming out, which meant these bars could quite easily catch on parts of the machine, which obviously didn't want them to catch on. So we're going to take it off, and we were going to replace the whole lot, but it is big dollar. So we're not going to do that. We're going to, the likelihood is, it's going to be a slow process, but replace the rivets on here to make sure they're as they should be. But this is sort of the inside of the cart elevator, as you can see, basically full of these rollers, which we've been through. One of the first jobs we've done is we're working from back to front really, or we're not, we're sort of all over it, but just checking these rollers and replacing. So we've got a big pile here to go to the dealership of all sorts really. Guard here as well we're going to replace, a couple of scrapers, because this stuff doesn't get taken off every year. Obviously the web as such behind us, that yellow web, the potatoes drop down here onto it, but that's above these rollers and they're quite difficult to get to. So it's only once you get it into the workshop and take it off that you can actually have good access to it. But yeah, some of them need changing. So that is what we're doing. I'm going to try and film a little bit more. Yesterday we sort of got it in here and just got straight to work really. Try and set the other camera up so we've got a bit of a time lapse going, but we'll see how we go. I did do a run through of this machine last year. This is the Holm roller at the front. You can see that's had a bit of wear, so we're going to replace that. But yeah, so that's come from up under here, just here. So as the potatoes drop onto the tables there, first of all they go under there. My first job this morning, I'm going to take this front web off and check all the rollers underneath there, and just have a good check over this web as well. I can't see any bent bars, which are going to obviously be easier to adjust and sort out on the ground. But yeah, gonna have a look at the rivets as well. Might as well get it off. It's going to be easier to look at the rollers while it's off rather than on. So yeah, that's going to be my first job. We'll see how it goes. Now Friday morning, and this has been actually a proper episode of On the Farm, because last time was just filmed over the course of one day of the week, although to be fair, I was topping for most of that week. This week I filmed over the course of different days, so we are now on Friday morning, coming up to 11 o'clock in the morning, and as with stripping stuff down in the workshop. We spend a fair amount of time going to and from the dealership, so apart from yesterday being Thursday afternoon, which I spent with our agronomist looking at some oilseed rape and some of the beans, it has been pretty much all eyes on the potato harvester, and we've made good progress actually. So the main web is back on. We only had to loosen it, which you'll have seen the footage of, which I sped up. But yeah, fortunately this year we haven't had to take it off, so we managed to change the rollers on it. The bars look good on it, because taking it on and off can be, well, taking it off is okay. You loosen it, you run the machine, and it comes off, but putting it back on is not easy, not a simple task. It's pretty heavy, it's pretty awkward, minimum 2 people, but we got there eventually. So yeah, we've got to get a bearing for one of the shafts on the first web. We've otherwise changed the rollers on that, and then the first web can go back on. Waiting for some bolts for the cart elevator web, and then yeah, we can focus then on the multi-set, which we're moving on to. I'm going to go and get some parts for that today. So yeah, along with a few other bits, but yeah, the spud harvester servicing is going to continue into next week. I will film a little bit more today. Hopefully you've enjoyed what I have filmed. It's not a conventional video, and I know that workshop stuff won't interest everyone. Some days I'm very interested, very into it, other days not really feeling it, but it's a bit tight. Shouldn't really get over there, but there we go. Now she's stopped in the middle of the road. Okay, so yeah, some days very into it, some days I'm not. I have not forgotten about the data mobile app. I just have not looked into that, but I've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, so the likelihood is I will look into it this weekend. I will either tag it on to this video at the end, which you will see, or it will be in next week's episode. So I will definitely get that in. So if you are interested in it, then please continue watching. It might be in this, or it will be in next week's episode. But yeah, I'll do a bit more filming today. Just thought I'd show you that we do stretch our legs, get out of the workshop, and go and get parts. Fortunately, the dealer we use for our Grimme kit is very local, about 15-20 minutes away. All our dealers are pretty close. I'd say Ross Farm is probably the furthest, which can be, depending on Hereford traffic, can be about 45 minutes. But yeah, if we need them to come out, they're pretty good. So enough waffling. As we venture around the country lanes of Herefordshire, see you back in the workshop doing some work. It's very windy as well. Right, so I just thought I would give you a bit of an update. Now it is the end of the week, what we have been up to, what we've achieved. As you can see, we've got a bit of a haul here from the dealers. These are for the multi-set, which Matthew has been busy on. I'll show you that in a minute. First web is pretty much ready to go back on. It's had new bushes, new bolts, etc, etc. So, and a bit of a check over, that's ready to go back on. Rollers have been changed, bearings on this shaft, that one. Finger's a bit blurry, oh well. Have been changed, that's been put back on. Main web is back on with some of the rollers changed. This is the multi-set, which Matthew has been busy on. We've got to change 2 of the clog rollers. We've changed one of them. I think Matthew maybe has put the other one back on as well. Maybe not. And we've got one of these behind us, which we've taken off. And you don't have to replace the whole shaft. See if I can get it to focus. There we go. You can just replace the rubber. So that is what is sitting down there. We've only got this one to go. The second table's got 4 of these lips on each bit of each segment. of rubber, and the front table's got 3. So and they're also left and right-handed. So what we've done is I brought left and right-handers back, and we'll just take it back to the dealers next week when we go and get some more parts, as we aren't 100% sure which ones they were. Anyway, these are the clog rollers that have been changed, so you can see the wear on that, and that'll just be from stones, mainly hard stones really, if they get stuck between them. Just had a bit of a general clean up. Obviously don't take this off very often, so had a bit of a clean up here, taking the panels off here and giving it a good clean. But yeah, that's the multi-set under there, and yeah, rollers done on first and second web, focusing on the multi-set next week, and also changing some rollers, so back here on the cart elevator. But that is us. We are going to go and have a look at a potato field. I think that would be a good way to wrap the video up, so I will see you out there, and we're going to have a look at some potatoes quickly. Right, so here we go. Here are some of our royal potatoes. This is a field called Fishpool, and it was planted, the third field planted actually, in the spring. So this is what it's all about. These guys grow, they throw tubers out, and we come and harvest them in October time with the harvester you've seen in the workshop. I'll put some videos at the end of this on the farm video to the potato harvest 2019. If you haven't seen those, please go and check them out. You will see the Grimme GT in action from the cab. I'm going to probably end the video here, to be honest. All that I will say is carry on eating potatoes, British potatoes, and it's not really asking for much, because you can go to McDonald's, as McCain supply McDonald's. These ones probably won't go to McDonald's, but other varieties from McCain's do. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, JJ Macleod. I will do the data stuff next week, as mentioned in last week's video. Eat potatoes, have a good weekend, week, month, as much as you can. Catch you next time. Bye for now.